demigods become strong. But if you wipe out the brahmanas, harass the saintly persons, there's no yajnas, the demigods become so weak, we can easily conquer them. So that was the master plan of Kamsa's demoniac advisors. And from time to time, even today, we see that happening throughout the world. That there's an organized plan how to harass saintly persons. But Kamsa took things one step further. In addition to harassing saintly persons and brahmanas, he said, why not kill all the newborn babies in the surrounding area? Because you never know which child can be that 8th child of Devaki. Let's be careful. Something could have slipped away. Something could be outside of our control. Some factor. Let's not take any chances. We'll kill all newborn babies. So that's why Putana was roving around. The Rakshashi, the Kachari, the female witch, was roaming around killing newborn babies upon the order of Kamsa. So the question is, how could she do that in Gokula? How could there be such fear and terror in Gokula? The whole affair is the production of Krishna's pastime energy to increase the affection of the residents of Gokul, especially to increase the affection of Mother Yashoda. Otherwise, there can be no terror in Gokula. First of all, it's the eternal abode of the Lord. Secondly, all the inhabitants of Gokula are 100% in their pure relationship with Krishna. So how could there be any material fear, any material danger? But the danger and the fear was the production of Krishna's Leela Shakti to enhance his loving exchanges with the devotees. So you remember, Putana entered Gokula. No one took offense. Everyone welcomed her. What a beautiful woman. She must be Lakshmiji herself. No one could tell who she really was. They were all honored. Yes, go see Krishna. You look so beautiful. You're so auspicious. Go see Krishna. How is it they were all so fooled? They were covered by Krishna's pastime energy because Krishna wanted Putana to infiltrate. He wanted to see her. He wanted her to come. So everyone in Gokul was bewildered. Oh, you must go see the baby child Krishna. You're so beautiful. You must be Lakshmi Devi herself. The simple cowherd people. So what happened when she approached Krishna? Krishna did something that has many commentaries, many analyses. He closed his eyes. So many acharyas are meditating on this eye closing of Krishna when Putana enters the room. There are so many possible reasons. First of all, Putana had already killed so many babies with her poisoned breast. So Krishna evidently did not want to see such a baby killer. She's hideous. But then secondly, Krishna didn't want Putana to be fearful in coming before him and offering her breast, because he wanted to kill her. At the same time, he wanted to accept her motherly gesture. So it was a very intricate situation. He wanted to finish her off. At the same time, he was going to accept her maternal affection. So he closed his eyes so she wouldn't suspect that the end was near. Srila Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book that Putana had some intimation, she had some intuition. This child looks like he could destroy the whole universe. He seems to have that kind of power. But still she went onward like a fly, like a moth flying into the fire. Another reason why Krishna closed his eyes could be that the first demon he was to kill was a woman. And according to Vedic injunctions, women are not to be killed. So for all these reasons, Krishna closed his eyes. And you know what happened to Putana. Now she's dead. The residents of Gokula are amazed. How has Krishna been saved? What is Mother Yashoda's explanation? Why Putana is dead? Not that Krishna did it. Mother Yashoda never thinks that. What does she think? Because of the prayers of Nanda Maharaj and her in their house, worshipping Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna was spared. This is stated in Nectar Devotion. She thinks that the official prayers to the household deity, their Vishnu deity, saved Krishna. Of course, Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. They have Krishna as their little child. But they never think Krishna is God, because that would ruin the spontaneous love. So Mother Yashoda is thinking, because of the prayers and the household puja done by Nanda Maharaj and I, Krishna has been spared. Obviously, he couldn't kill Putana. He's just our little child. What else did Mother Yashoda think about future events in the Brajabhumi area? Who knocked down the Yamala Arjun trees? This is the month of Kartik. So we're meditating on that Leela. But Mother Yashoda never thinks that Krishna dragged the mortar in between the two trees and knocked them down. What happened? A strong wind. She doesn't even accept that Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill. In a month or so, Govardhan Puja is coming. No, Mother Yashoda thinks actually it might have been Balaram, but the truth is it was Nanda Maharaj who held up Govardhan Hill. Because Krishna is just a little boy. He's just a 7 or 8-year-old boy. He can't do that. So she has an explanation for everything. To preserve her Vatsalya praying, her pure parental love of Krishna. So now the gopis are performing purificatory rituals meant to bring auspiciousness to the child. Those rituals sound a bit odd today. How many of you would wash your baby with cow urine and then smear the baby with dust raised from the feet of cows, and then with cow dung mark the body with cow dung tilak in 12 places? How many of you would do that and think it made a difference in life? No, you're thinking, when will our baby be able to do his first IT? Right? That's what you're thinking. We don't know what human civilization is. We're so far from the mark. So again, my point in bringing this up is not to urge you to leave the city and move into rural areas. My point is just to explain to you that we have lost our understanding of what are the beneficial circumstances for human civilization. We're trapped in the cities because of economic reasons. Meanwhile, the property values go higher and higher and higher. The rents go higher and higher and higher. We're trapped. We want the economic opportunities. The employers, the bosses all know that. They squeeze you tighter and tighter. Work longer hours, work longer hours. Do you want to lose your job? There's 100 people waiting to take your job. You'll lose your job. You may lose your visa. Everything will be lost. Work harder, work harder. We call that human civilization. So how is it that the cow urine, the cow dust, and the cow dung will produce auspiciousness? And then Srila Prabhupada, you could say Srila Prabhupada is the foremost Indian, he says something you might find unpalatable in the purport. By losing Indian culture, Indian householders have forgotten how to execute the Anganyasa and are simply busy in sense gratification, without any advanced knowledge of human civilization. How can you say that? Oh, it is Prabhupada. Prabhupada keeps on. We let it go in one ear and out the other ear. But Prabhupada is concerned with love for the upliftment of everyone. He's bringing up the point in these purports that such purificatory rituals are common in a real human civilization, and everyone in India should know about that, but they've forgotten. So what even the simple cowherd women of Vrindavan are doing, even though they're so simple, they know these things. So Prabhupada is bringing up the point, why has it all been forgotten? Our Krishna conscious society is trying to bring back real human civilization. It is a very difficult task because practically everything has been lost and forgotten. So even within this lila, this pastime of Putana, we learn so much about what should be the true values for our contemporary living. The greatest lesson from Putana is what? That's brought up by Uddhava. Aho bhakiyam stana kalakuta. How is it that Putana, she's the sister of Bakasura, a very deadly family. Therefore her name is Bhakti. How could she attain the position in Goloka Vrindavan of being a nurse for Krishna? How could she attain this status like Krishna's mother in Goloka Vrindavan when she came to kill Krishna? So what does a devotee take from this? What should we consider? We should consider that if Putana attained such a destination by offering Krishna her poisoned breast milk, but Krishna killed her, yes, but he took her affection. She's coming as a mother, even though she's a deadly mother, she's still coming as a mother. So Krishna will accept that. Certainly he'll accept us. But this Leela is not an invitation for us to be a nonsense and then say, oh, Krishna will accept. He accepted Putana. No, we should take inspiration that there is complete hope for us in bhakti. Sometimes I notice some devotees feel discouraged. I'll never get to the mark. I'll never make it to the standard. It's impossible these days. Take heart from this Putana Leela. That's why Uddhava is saying, who do you know who's more merciful than Krishna? So why is it that we have so many impediments in our mind? It's because of our material attachments. What is the only thing that's going to save us from our material attachments? Chanting the Hare Krishna mantra with attention. If we make that urge, that goal, that mission, our heart and soul, you'll see how you're making material advancement and how your material attachments start to slide away. This is the highest mysticism, bhakti mysticism, maha mantra mysticism. You actually start to forget your material desires because Krishna is in your heart. Sarvasvicham Riti Sanivishto Matasmitir Gyanamapovanam Ja. He's in everyone's heart, causing remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So Krishna can help you forget your material desires, being pleased by your efforts to connect with Him, to serve Him, to link with Him in love. As you often point out, you can't even be a demon without Krishna's help. You need Krishna's help to forget Him. It's impossible to forget Krishna without his help. And certainly to remember Krishna, we require his help. When you chant the Maha Mantra with dedication, Krishna notices and he helps you from within your heart. He's not lazy in your heart. He's active, helping you to remember what you should remember and forget what you should forget. So we want to arrange our lifestyle to assist Krishna in his transformative activities in our heart. This is how bhakti is possible. We assist Krishna in cleaning us up by engineering our lifestyle in such a way that our life becomes favorable for the seed of bhakti to grow. So each of us has that responsibility to always be evaluating our lifestyle. Is what I'm doing, is how I'm living, bringing me closer to Krishna or further away? The residents of Braj, they know nothing other than Krishna's satisfaction. Nanda Maharaj and the cowherdmen were not motivated by protecting themselves from danger based on Vasudev's warning. They were simply thinking of Krishna's protection. So when Nanda Maharaj heard the prediction by Vasudev, as he's driving home, riding on his bullock cart, he is praying to his household deity. He's praying to Vishnu. Not for his own protection, but please protect my beloved child Krishna. Everything in Vrindavan is all about Krishna's satisfaction. These purificatory ceremonies to bring auspiciousness, they're being done by the elder gopis simply for Krishna's benefit. Although Krishna doesn't need anyone to act on his benefit or to do things to bring about his benefit. But this is all an exchange of pure love. Krishna's a little child. They never think, as you know, they never think he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nor does Krishna want them to think that. Knowledge of Krishna's Aishvarya, his opulences, will spoil the pure exchange of love. So you're getting a glimpse of the topmost platform of existence, the Vrindavan platform. It's brought to you so vividly in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagvatam. Along with information about the topmost level of existence, we're also getting basic information about human civilization. Information that we have lost track of. We become so sophisticated and complicated in our urban life, packed into cities, traffic jams, air pollution, noise pollution. Oh, that's advancement. What human progress. So many conveniences, shopping malls, cinemas, nightclubs. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. We've lost track of what are the real ingredients of a successful human civilization. So we may not understand it, but we're thankful to Srila Prabhupada for pointing out the elements of true human progress. So we can learn so much from this meeting between Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva and the aftermath of Putana's death. We can learn so much about the ingredients of a real material civilization that allows for Krishna conscious living in a peaceful way. Are there any questions? Yes.
How can we convince our fathers that what we are doing is wrong? And what if we have an opportunity to go back to our places and do things like agriculture, cow farming? How can we convince them? Or do we
which question are you asking? About opportunity, about the father, or which one?
how can we convince our fathers to
About what?
about telling that this is the right way of getting happiness, and what we are doing is out of the path.
First we have to convince ourselves. That's why I said, when we read these purports, we think it's very exotic. My happiness depends on a cow's happiness. Get real. I can be happy by drinking milk. The milk is nice, but it doesn't contribute to my happiness. Can you imagine someone asking you these days, did you have a happy experience drinking milk today? But that's what Vasudeva asked Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj knew this is the essential inquiry about true human progress. Vasudeva asked about the grass and the pastures. He asked, are the animals getting enough water? Are the cows happy? So in this way we're getting both the spiritual and material education. So you ask, how can you convince your father of these things? First you have to be convinced. Anything else?
So you say that if you have an opportunity...
Wait, let me hear from someone else.
Just on that point only, just I want to clarify. Okay, is it fine?
Go on.
Is it fine that if we have an opportunity, so that if we are convinced, we do what you said?
But I already said again, my point in bringing up this is not that everyone should drop their life in the city artificially and go out to the rural areas. My point in bringing it up is just to teach you that we don't know what real human civilization is. These statements diminish our false pride. Therefore, Prabhupada, as the foremost Indian, is, he's chastising. Indian householders have forgotten. They're simply busy in sense gratification, without any advanced knowledge of human civilization. What do you think about that? Sounds intimidating, doesn't it? Yes.
Yes, your earlier points about the city life and how we are the job and all the pressures, and with time it's just draining so much out of us, and over time we realize that we're being set up for failure. Like we would like to chant more, better quality as you're suggesting, but the lifestyle is such that with time it's all being drained out, that desire, and we are trapped in the city, and when we realize we are probably in the wrong track. So how to get out of this, hell?
Use your life in the city to bring others to bhakti. That's the real purpose, the function of city life. Not just economic convenience or economic slavery, but so many people are in the cities, they should have a chance to come to Krishna. So if you're staying in the city, you can justify it in that way. So many people are around, it's possible to connect with so many people. So many opportunities are there for presenting Krishna to others. In that way, as Lord Chaitanya told Kurma Brahmana during Lord Chaitanya's tour of South India, if you do like that, you'll always be with me. Yare deko tare koho Krishna upadesh, ama agya guru hoya tara desh. Wherever you go, whomever you meet, teach the science of Krishna. Then your urban life will be successful. But simply to live in the cities for your own sense gratification, you're actually killing yourself in the name of human progress. Human beings aren't meant to live like that. So the life of the Brajbasis can teach us both spiritually and materially. Yeah.
In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly says that every living entity does have a soul, and it is indestructible, and it doesn't have any death.
Doesn't have any what?
Any death.
Yes. The jayate mriyate va kadachin. Yes.
But like human population in the world every time it is growing. So does it mean like the lower species of life are getting transformed into humans or?
Why do you have an idea of such a closed system? What about the whole universe? Why just Earth? Why just the species that you know about on Earth? So much is not seen by us on other planets and other dimensions. So the spirit souls are coming from all these places.
So that means even in Kali Yuga there are some pious activities which are transforming from a lower species to higher.
The laws of nature automatically bring you along from the lower forms of life to the human form of life. Although it's very rare to achieve a human body. As Prahlad Maharaj says in the 7th canto of Bhagvatam, Durlabham manasam janma tat aptyadrubam artadam. The human form of life is rarely achieved. It takes millions of births to get up to the human form of life. And although the human form of life is so difficult to achieve, and it's adruva, it's temporary, still it has artha, it has value. And if we waste that value, if we waste our human form of life, that's the greatest disaster. Nature's given us the rarest gift. And what are we using it for? We have to do some self-analysis before the next death comes. Yes.
This verse makes me think more about biological parents and foster parents. Biological parents and foster parents.
Yes.
So, who is more important to a child?
The most important parent to the child is the one who inspires the child in bhakti, whether foster or biological. You achieve importance in someone's life to the degree you can inspire them in Krishna's service. Just like someone in your family can take initiation before you. That means even though they could be your younger sister or brother, they become the elder. Spiritually, they become the elder. This point is made in Chaitanya Leela. One devotee came to Mahaprabhu's association first, and then his older brothers followed. So the point was made that who is actually materially the younger brother is actually now the eldest brother by spiritual achievement. So this is how we evaluate everything. How is this relationship contributing to the development of bhakti? Whether it's biological parent, foster parent, this, that, the other, friend, neighbor, partner, husband, wife, everything is evaluated in terms of how the relationship inspires you to come closer to Krishna. Therefore, what does Lord Rishabdev say in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam? Don't be a guru, don't be a mother, don't be a father, don't take any responsibility for anyone unless you can help save that dependent from the cycle of birth and death. So whether you're a biological parent or a foster parent, there's your responsibility. Know that? In other words, relationships have consequences. It's not just, oh, this is my family, oh, this is my spouse, this is my partner. It all has immense responsibility because you're a human being. The goal of life is to develop intense focus on Krishna. And that's what the residents of Brajabhumi are showing. we can see in the interchange between Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva. Everything is 100% Krishna saturated. How are we going to protect Krishna? Go home. There could be danger in Gokul for Krishna. You don't know the secret of Krishna's appearance. That's wonderful. The secret hasn't gotten out. That means Kamsa won't find out. Everything is so Krishna focused. How are we going to protect Krishna? He was just attacked by this hideous demon. Let's perform some auspicious ceremonies with cow dung, cow urine, cow dust. Everything is